presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Well, the waiting is over. We are about to get started here today. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We'll be calling the action for you. Frank, the golfers look ready to go, so any kind of player could win here.
Yeah, the long hitters have to take advantage of the par fives because that's their gift. But the other holes are extremely well balanced, and you take position over power.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Wow, I thought he made that. Missed putt, and a drop shot here at the 10th. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just a shade over par, +1. All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558-yard, par 5. No shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
And you went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is, just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club. Not a problem there, Rich.
Slipping just a bit, another bogey, and now 2 over par. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance. This is certainly a birdie hole.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Oh, dude, that. What a putt. Frank, so much focus on the back 9 here at the stadium course at TPC Sawgrass on the 17th hole with the island green. I think 13 gets lost sometimes, but the pros know this is a really good hole.
Oh, it can be disastrous, too. That's, I think, what you're referring to, Rich. There's a big ridge in the middle of this green that bisects the top side with the bottom side on the left. So even when the flag's on the left, you don't have to go directly at it because that normally causes the problem with the wooden bulkheads down the left side and obviously the water left of that. So something on the ridge can often run down towards the left. But we have seen the odd hole par.
Frank, historically in this great championship, 14 has proven to be a pivotal hole.
Everybody focuses on the finish here, but you're absolutely right, Rich. This can be an absolute scorecard record because if you spin your drive left, the drop back, perhaps on the ladies' tees, you can make 6 in a heartbeat. You try and air to the right, you can make 6 from the mounds. So a good drive down 14 gives you a chance for that fast finish. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
He'll need to be strong with this. That shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close, that's good. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
So, 2 over par for the round. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass. 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Third shot, Martin Keimer. Pretty good shot, Frank, just inside of 20 feet.
Yeah, 19 feet is what we're hearing.
Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And if you're a couple of shots behind on Sunday, that final round, you're thinking about 3, and that's possible, isn't it?
Well, history's shown it has, Rich.
So the shot has landed. I'm not sure if it's on the mulch or in the mulch. Either way, it's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't have mulch of a shot. You left.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That is a phenomenal roll, Frank.
From downtown.
It may well be the most famous single hole in the entire sport of golf. The 17th, the Island Green at the TPC Sawgrass. Everyone wants to play it at least once before their days are done. And if you do play it, you know you're going to go home, and your buddies are going to ask you, what'd you make at 17? You better have a good answer. See if you can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Here's Martin Keimer for par. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And, of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that.
It's no snack, though.
Ah, that hurts. Wow. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Oh my goodness, he just missed that. And that was almost tap-in distance. So they'll tap in. Too bad. 2 drop shots right there with a double bogey. Frank, not the best round we have seen. Bit of a struggle today.
We didn't really see a lot of great shots out there, Rich, to be honest. But I guess the most interesting thing is, can they turn it around?
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're here in the state of Massachusetts on a magnificent fall day. TPC Boston, the site for the action. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
It was built in 2002, Rich. Had some changes over the years with Gil Hands and Brad Faxon, but it's certainly been a staple on the PGA Tour. Since 2007 has been a part of the FedEx playoffs.
It's a part of 72. See if you can break the course record today. It's only 61, held by DJ Singh and Mike Weir.
Yeah, just a 61. Big golf course. And with that 18th hole, well, we'll see if you can get 11 under on the 18th tee. That'll be a little bit of a difference.
Really exciting finishing hole here at TPC Boston. Just a couple of feet. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Frank, like all TPC golf courses, TPC Boston has the fan in mind. So you see those mounds throughout the golf course that gives people a chance to just sit, relax, and watch some golf. And there's a nice shady spot on the hill behind the 11th.
Yeah, that's just before the 12th tee, and you really do get a look at the tee shots coming in 11, as well as the little undulations and contours on that massive green.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
What a nice shot. Right on the green, and a pretty easy putt on the way. This one requires a little bit of focus. Oh, I thought he had that. Well, Frank, you hear it so often.
Give it, and it taketh away.
Only that's short. Wow.
Even par, currently.
Finally in for a double bogey. Moving on now to the 12th, and Frank, describe this hole for us.
Sneaky good par 4. It's long enough, sort of that 450, 460 mark. Bends a little to the left. Really, you want to be in the middle of fairway here, because that second shot with the green just tilting towards the hazard. One of the toughest second shots you have on the golf course.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. This is a bogey attempt for Martin Keimer. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 11th hole seems to have shaken his confidence. And another par 4 here at the 13th TPC Boston.
This is a slugger's paradise. Plays much longer than its 450 yards uphill. Big carry with the tee shot. That second shot's not exactly short either.
And it is not looking like a good lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. 12 feet still to go. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the deck. Back here at the par 4 14th, ready to tee off. This is a big dog leg to the left. 495-yard hole, Frank.
Yeah, don't try and hug that left side too much. There's a bunch of little mounds, and the chances of getting a good lie there, next to none.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Now the third shot at the par 5.
That's as bad a shot as I've seen for a long while.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one. The lie pretty much dictated the result. Thick rough, tough to get that all the way to the green.
Trying to muscle it out of there, but you had to be Schwarzenegger to get that one done. So that one settles about 18 feet away from the cup. Pretty good shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Well, double par here, time to pick up and move on. Frank, after a couple of par 4s where you just sort of let it go with the driver, different strategy here at the 15th?
Yeah, you don't want to get carried away here. This is one where just a nice smooth swing, get that ball in the fairway. And that second shot, you've got to carry that false front.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Still from 141 yards out, it's a green light special. This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Vijay Singh, Charlie Hoffman, and Big Henrik Stenson, they all have one thing in common. They all tied for the low tournament score at TPC Boston, 22 under.
And they're all good. Yeah, this is a golf course that obviously gives in to the longer hitters. And if there's just a little bit of sting taken out of the greens, then these long hitters have a huge advantage.
Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Everything has gone wrong today. Just continues to be ugly. Frank, here at the 16th, you really see this sort of New England character, don't you?
Yeah, that stone wall now protects that sort of two-tiered green. And it sort of showcases the golf course. It just fits in beautifully with what Hans and Faxon have done to the golf course.
That one is well off target. Here's one of the game's great players, a major champion, a players' champ. Martin Keimer ready with his approach. And he's made the green.
This is an awkward length. Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
Now we'll have to focus, try to make bogey.
When you consider the length of that putt, it was a good putt.
When Martin Keimer uncharacteristically has made a mess of this hole, this is for double bogey. Going to have to regroup now after that double bogey. Just 2 holes left to play here at TPC Boston. Frank, we're on to the 17th, and what can you tell me about this 412-yard par 4?
It looks like a dogleg left, but you don't play it that way. Hit it straight down towards that bunker on the right side. Then the second shot's downhill.
Good news is, Frank, you can see the golf ball. I guess the bad news is that's kind of an uncertain lie in that mulch.
Yeah, there's nothing really good about that. You'd rather it be in the rough.
Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. And here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, the par 5 18th here at TPC Boston, this is a chance to be a hero.
Oh, there is. The mere mortals play it down the left side. Everything slopes from left to right. But that bunker with a puff of breeze behind, if you can carry that, you are one of the longest hitters around.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
That's out of bounds, and it'll cost him a shot. So this now his 5th shot after taking the penalty for the OB.
Yeah, they're starting to rack up a little too quickly right now.
And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Oh, my gosh, that hurts. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Well, you almost lose count at this point. Safe to say, not under par. In fact, well over par. So, Frank, as we put a wrap on the day, it wasn't his best performance, but there's always tomorrow in golf.
Yeah, you still got to keep your head high. Golf's a game that's going to be it's going to bring everybody to their knees now and again. But dream for a better day, and it could be just around the corner.
And there'll be a next time for us as well, partner. This is Rich Lerner alongside Frank. This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We're here in Orlando, Florida, at the house that Arnold built, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Frank, what are some of the toughest shots out on this golf course?
Second shot into 8 comes to mind when you've got that sort of long water carry to a very thin green. Probably only a club or so deep there, so it's very hard to get that to land soft. 17 and 18 are always difficult for any level of play. 17, the green is angled slightly to the right. Even though you're coming from an elevated tee, it's tough to judge the right club and get the ball to land softly. And, of course, there's always the finishing hole that has to be navigated.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. And getting ready for the putt. Still playing even for the day after the par. Now to the par 4 11th, just a shade under 440 yards. Where are the difficulties here, Frank?
The water down the left, but the hole keeps going that way, almost in a semi-horseshoe fashion. 2 bunkers down the right. They always catch the stray tee shot. But once again, you don't have to hit driver here. You've got to get that ball in play.
The second shot now to the par 4. Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading toward...
So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
Yeah, it's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole. It's tough to take an extra club out of that lie, Rich, because it's always in the back of your mind. If you hit it properly, it's going to email the green.
He gave that one everything he had. I mean, really gouged it, and still, it was short. Frank, here we go again. Another shot from the rough.
Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Frank, the par 5s here at Bay Hill so important. What's the 12th like?
570 odd yards. Tee it high, let it fly.
Second from an excellent lie. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Good looking shot right here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Makes it and moves to 1 over. Frank, the par 4 13th, relatively short, but not necessarily easy.
Yeah, stringent tee shot. A lot of people are tempted to take a bigger club off the tee. 300 yards runs out of the fairway, but really, what does that give you in?
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Let's see what Martin Keimer does with this approach shot. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
The 11th hole seems to have shaken his confidence. Frank, I like a good par 3 over 200 yards, requiring that one good, clean strike. And here's a good case in point, 216 yards, all you want.
Yeah, bunkered at the back, bunkered to the left side, a little collection area to the right. So really, in the end, you've got one choice. That's at your best.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. We're here at the 15th now, and a big dogleg right on this one. Frank, what's the best route to take to shoot the low number?
You've got to look at that run out down the left side, which is about 320 yards. If you can stay short of that, then that gives you a perfect shot into this green.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Here's the 2014 U.S. Open champion eyeing this one for par. 2 over for the day. We've seen guys through the years below the tournament right on this hole.
Yeah, if you get a little too greedy here, you try and make eagle. It's sometimes with a good tee shot, it's an easy 4, but a 3 brings 7 into play. Second shot.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Chance to get it close here. It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. Frank, through the years we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints. They're marathons. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Solid effort and reasonable result to stay at 1 over par. Frank, that wraps up another great day of golf here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Always enjoy it.
Yeah, it's always a great test. Win, lose, or draw, you've played the King's Golf Course.
Couldn't have said it better, Mike.